Ha! What do you mean tonight's pool party is cancelled? Ha! Sorry guys to leave you on such a cliffhanger about a pool party being cancelled. What's gonna happen next? No one cares. You aren't serious, are you? Katori looks very upset. She does like her pool parties, so I can understand why she would be upset to hear that they've been cancelled. I swear the right is being paid by word. What is that sentence? Now, we don't have the time for a pool party. We can't make time, please? Oh, can't we make time? We can do that, right? Not really. We don't exactly have a steady income right now. And pool parties are expensive. Her cheeks puff as she pouts. No, they don't. She's just doing that dumb anime pose they all do.
I'm angry, and the only way I can express anger is by going,
Ugh. But they're fun! Having fun is more important than being rich. Being the one in charge of the books around here isn't an easy task. Whenever you have to cut back on certain activities, you end up becoming the villain. You used to be fun, Shika. Now, Kotori. You already spend a lot of time in the pool, having a pool party every week, especially once as expensive as yours. And there's only 3 of us. What are they buying? 15 bottles of Bollinger and just being like, right, there you are, going down them. Let's take them in shots. They simply aren't sustainable with our current budget. Since we're going to be boarding a strange new world soon, we need to save every Imperial dollar we can get. You're going to have to make up for this. How exactly do you want me to do that? I'll be happy with having a kiss on the cheek. You'll be forgiven if you do that. So I can save a couple £1,000 every week by kissing someone on the cheek. Why haven't we done this before? She leans in, presenting one cheek. Come on, you know you want to. I give her a small peck on the cheek. That's it. Captain, she pouts again. Like I said, we have to remain professional around here. She only ever gets to call me by my actual name when she's mad at me. Oh, she only ever. I was like, what do you mean she gets to call you that? No. The fact that she's calling me Captain is a good sign. Fine, good enough for now, I guess. Our next pool party, it better be the best pool party ever. No, because we're doing it to save money. We can't just spend more money in our next pool party, not how money works. Otherwise, I will never forgive you. Noted. With 1 billion Imperial dollars, our next pool party will be one that is out of this world. What world? Out of this world? What world? That phrase makes no sense! We're on a fucking ship! Well, yes, since it will be on board the ship. She slips out of the room. For fuck's... I wish they'd stop moving around. That went better than expected, don't you think, Captain? I was wondering why she came to my room instead of talking to you. No idea. Well, I simply passed your message along and said that she could take it up with the Captain. You do that to me every time. I can only shake my head and laugh a bit. The ship's AI can be a pain, but at least it doesn't lack personality. It's a she. That's actually space racist. Can't believe this. I wonder how Nami is doing. God, some of the music in this game is really annoying. I wonder how Nami is doing. Katori and her are as different as the sun and the moon, because of course they are. Such an expression really doesn't make sense outside of the Milky Way. Oh well. Nami is quite different, to say the least. And I felt that time, they've admitted it was a dumb expression and phrase to say, and went, lol, we recognise it, not just, I don't know, swapping it out with another one. I hear loud echoes coming from the training room. Let's see what's going on in there. I step inside the training room's observation deck. Sure enough, there she is. Quietly, she stands to attention. So what settings would you prefer for this particular combat scenario, Nami? We have a combat scenario? What, in case we need to go around shooting? Become serial killers? Brilliant. We killed, like, one... Aren't we assassin? Oh, whatever. Medium difficulty this time. I need a warm-up before I really get into it. Medium difficulty. Acknowledged. Preparing simulated environment. Also, you can just not see the AI's face. If they're going to dart across the screen as often as they are, I can't be asked. As the AI speaks, a number of different hills, objects, and obstacles begin to emerge around Nami. In addition to that, I begin to see a number of different drones lazily drifting through the air around her. They dive in between cover and obstacles like how a fish would hide underneath a rock in an aquarium. I mean, I can't say I've ever seen that happen, but okay, I guess. It sets the stage for quite an interesting engagement. Unlike how awkward she was before, Nami's eyes are filled with clarity. She carefully analyzes her environment, fully prepared for any threats coming her way, beginning combat exercise in 10 seconds. She's already started, or she's randomly bent over, I can't tell which. As the AI counts down, she seizes her blade and enters a battle stance. 3, 2, 1, begin! We're beginning! Holographic enemies appear in the room. I'm amazed this scene has gone on for more than 30 seconds. It's a complete circle of security drones surround her. They begin to home in, unleashing a barrage of holographic pellets. Nami does not miss a beat with a fluid movement. This is basically, hey, Nami's really good at combat. This is what we're saying here. This is boring. Right, okay, what was said there? Increased difficulty. Brilliant. Much easier to just skip to the end of all that bollocks. Slowly, the virtual environment around her dissipated into pixels. Oh, Captain. I didn't know you were watching. You were just fighting. That was a very impressive performance, Nami. It always amazes me to watch you fight. We're Sheikah, right? Yeah. Right, thank you. She gets awkward when she realizes someone has been watching her do something, so the AI doesn't matter, apparently. Could you please let me know if you're watching? It just throws me off a bit. I didn't want to interrupt you when you look so focused. You are a stellar combatant, Nami. That's all it would have took. I wouldn't have minded if it was just 5 seconds of she does her thing and then afterwards, oh, hey, well, I would have called it lazy. But it's better than that. 10 minutes of absolute wank. Thank you. I swear, Nami really is too shy for her own good. How is it that she is unable to handle someone looking at her while she works? I suppose it's just part of her personality. I suppose. We need a reason for her to have such a shit, boring, stereotypical personality. We have been working together for a very long time, and I've yet to see her act any differently. I wanted to get ready for when we confront our bounty. After all, practice does make perfect, doesn't it? To an extent. You are right, Nami always practices. She is, by definition, a perfectionist. So what scenario did you use the simulation room for this time? Considering that the simulation room can simulate anything you can imagine, there is no lack of choices for training. Oh, I can't wait for the hilarious things of when whatever it is the other character does it. Full-scale invasion of Earth. It's like that one from the old game we used to all play together. You remember how we used to do that one dungeon where robots invaded Earth? Oh yeah, I remember that. What's it called? Is the last time they made a different MMO in the Milky Way anyway. Right, yeah, okay, I see what they're doing. You know what it's like with the industry these days? No innovation, nothing new. Yep, same. Yep, this is hilarious. This is probably a cutting satire into just how bad the Sakura games are. I'm not making the joke. I'm just outright saying it. It's too obvious and sitting there for me to take. We should find another game though, and almost certainly deliberate. It was fun back in the day, although this onboard simulator is amazing too. Definitely the best purchase we have ever made. Training before this thing was a nightmare. It sent shivers down my spine as I remember how badly Nami and Kotori damaged the ship with their sparring matches. What else have you tried simulating on it? Just combat situations mostly, nothing too special. You aren't even pushing this thing to the limits of its hardware. Yeah, let's just simulate a massive orgy in Dubai. Maybe you can even simulate entire dungeons from the games we used to play. Well, I don't want to run the risk of burning it out. Remember what happened when Kotori tried to simulate an entire MMO? So you can have a full-scale invasion of Earth, but you can't have World of Warcraft. Yes, and that is why Kotori is no longer allowed in the simulation room. Not even under supervision. So we're just gonna let her be shit because of something she did once. Wow. At least she's content to spend most of her time at the pool instead of breaking the ship's hardware these days. So the target uses a whip as her weapon. Exactly, that's what the reports say. Why a whip of all things? Oh, not... We've had this question already! Come on! What about it is so special? It's a massive universe we live in, Nami. Finding someone proficient enough to a whip to use it in combat. It's not exactly impossible. While true, anyone could apply themselves to learning any other weapon. Yeah, great. This is only a very basic simulation, but gives me a rough idea of how she could approach combat. Cool, so I just skipped like 15 lines. We've got to the meat. We skipped all the bollocks. You're welcome. ChrisTenarium, skipper of bollocks. God, that sounds Kappa Pride as hell. She nods to herself. I have a few ideas for countering it now. Don't get overconfident. There is a lot more to Akane than a whip. Considering that she threw an entire army of drones at me from out of nowhere, we have to be careful that she doesn't try to attack us in other ways. Waging a war with nothing but proxy drones is something she is capable of. I think so too. Although she is overconfident and would readily show her face whenever she wants, that does not mean she lacks the resources to be able to defeat us without covering herself. Perhaps it would be better to focus more on my training against the Sentinels, or yeah, sure, why not? There is nothing wrong with training to prepare yourself for both possibilities, however. Definitely, Captain, I'll make sure, yeah, brilliant. Deducing what we have observed, she is obviously someone with training. It's recap hour! Everything needs to be said 3 times in very quick succession in the first hour of the game, otherwise the player might forget. I guess people who play Sakura games seriously probably need the help. You cannot simply commit crime in broad daylight and evade the police like that. Yep. Is there anything notable that you have managed to deduce? Deduce? Like, it fucking takes Sherlock. She's talented! Oh my god, you're a genius! Whatever. We have worked out a rough estimate where she might have been. Yeah, we've literally already said this. Whatever. My mind has been in a rush since this whole thing began. Like, we've already had all of that conversation with her. I'm not reading it again. I need a moment to clear my head, another cup of cheap coffee, and plenty of time to myself. I haven't started anything yet. Nothing has been set in stone. This is very deliberate on my part. Since I've rushed to get ready for this job, I'm going to end up doing a poor job of it if I keep this up. I've made plenty of observations and presumptions. You're not Sherlock Holmes! Stop using observations, presumptions, and deductions. You're not. You're a bunch of ragtag pricks. But what I really need to do now is clear my head. At least I think that would be the better course of action. Right, I just need to calm down. Unless I look at this with a clear head, all I'm going to do is end up with a jumbled mess. I just need to sit back and carefully analyze the whole situation. Fortunately, I've turned off the speakers in my room. While the AI is always helpful, I do not think I need to speak with it right now. What would be best for me right now is to be by myself. I do not need anyone distracting me from my own thoughts. Let me think. She has been sighted on multiple planets, but she only ever revealed herself once. We were literally saying, like, 2 minutes ago how, oh, well, she's confident she can show her face whenever she wants, and has done so once. We are so clever. And wherever she went, chaos followed in her wake. Judging by that information, she must work systematically. That little bit of information will be handy if it is true. With a bit of work, I have already noticed a pattern between her crimes. Who is she and why is she doing this? This is what I cannot work out. So we were recapping again! And none of her crimes seem to be worthy of intergalactic attention. Now that I think about it, everything about this Banty seems bizarre. Oh, what clever. Just who is she? I pull out a digital pen and pad. One of the ways that I work out something is with a pen. It's mostly impossible to buy paper these days, so I just make do with a digital pad. Sitting back down at my desk, I begin to draw out my thoughts. Oh god, okay. So her first notable crime started on this planet, in this city, but none of the businesses or places she was sighted had any connection to each other as far as I can tell. What a genius. Wait, where were these places located? Was there something close to them that I could connect them to? And now that I think about it, the locations of these crimes were always close to police stations. Then perhaps her motive is mocking law enforcement. How would that rack up a bounty of $1 billion Imperial dollars? I just can't wait for it not to be worth that. Like, we're not gonna get it. Not yet, anyway. Or is it for the thrill? But these details have become readily apparent to anyone else investigating the case, so why hasn't anyone stopped her yet? Although the details swirl around in my head, I have to stop for a moment to calm myself down. There are patterns, but surely someone else would have observed these. So what does this mean? What? Someone's in the room. Whoever they are, they've blocked my vision. How do they do that? What? Magic? What is this, a Final Fantasy game? Did someone slip into the ship when I wasn't looking? Who's there? I immediately reach for my pistol. Before I could do so, they pulled their hands away. With lightning reflexes, I turn around to see who's there. I mean, who else was it going to be? Who else did you really think this was going to be? It's Prick McPrickson herself.